Okay, I think it is working. I had to refresh a few times, so we shall see. I'm just gonna wait a little bit for everyone to join. I had postponed this stream last week, so I just wanted to make sure. But let's see who ends up coming in. So yeah, today we are going to, if you didn't gather from the thumbnail, we are going to color skin using the Arrtx 126 pencils. So the Arrtx, I did a little first impression on the new 126 batch. I do have the 72 count. However, they have changed some color names and actually removed some colors. So if you have the 72 count set, like you'll notice you had a lot of yellows and they kind of swapped a few of those out, but no biggie. Hi, Gina and Pearl. So yeah, today we are going to do skin. Now, I have not pre-tested this at all, so this is going to be interesting, but I think we will be all right. I've been looking at the colors and, oops, are we auto-focusing? Let me fix the autofocus while we're waiting for everyone to join. Hi, Valerie. I'm just gonna check my settings real quick. And we'll see if that's any better. I just don't want it to zoom in and out on me. Hi, is it Jules? Did I say that right? If I butcher anyone's name, I'm sorry. All right, so yeah, I've been looking at the Arrtx chart. And for the most part, you know, like a lot of us have noticed, the colors are pretty similar to Prismacolor, but there's a few like outliers. That said, I was able to just kind of look through and pick colors I know I use in skin tones for my Prismas and just use them this way. I may end up adding some violets though, because like they're dark salmon is a little darker than like what I would use for nectar. So we're gonna play around and we'll just see how it works out. So I am coloring this lovely image here. This is from Arrtx. I do have a link in the description, and then our lovely friend Nightbot will start spamming it, I'm sure. But yeah, this is called Dragonfly by Arrtx. Beautiful artist. Her work is just gorgeous, and I've been dying to color this page. So we'll be doing all of her skin today, and we'll see how it works out. Let's see, I know she's got a dress here. Her work is a little sketchier though. Like, let me see if I can show you guys. You can see the sketch lines in her work, but it's not a biggie. Like when I use my Prismacolors, my Prismas are so opaque that they cover up that. So this will be a good test with the Arrtx to see if they're as opaque. Let's see. Hi, Dee and Sonette and Pearl, in case I didn't say hi. All right, so I have pulled out a few base colors. Now I have also some to the side that I'll add, but I also have a nice little use for the, useless otherwise pencil case that it comes with. Hi, Erica. So what I've been using these little things for is when I'm working on an active project, I just slip them in there. Like these 4 back here are for a mythographic page I'm working on. So yeah, I have all these up here for this project. So these little foamy things kind of come in handy. And they take up less space than like using those plastic trays that come in normal boxes of pencils, So I might be doing that from now on. I have quite a few like scattered on my desk full of things. All right. So yeah, hopefully no one threw theirs away because it's a good way to store your pencils. Okay, so the colors I'm going to try. I didn't make color cards simply because, well, one, I didn't have time. I was diamond painting. I was determined to finish a diamond painting square. But also I may end up swapping colors out, and so I haven't made color cards for all of these. But we are going to try terracotta, dark salmon, peach, light peach, and white. And then I also have out some other colors over here. I have Peach Puff, Seashell Pink, Blush Pink, Korilynn Violet, and Beige. And I will break those out when I feel I need them. We're going to start with these core 5 pencils first. Like I said, I haven't done this yet. I haven't done, the skin at all. So we're just going to test it together and see how it does in comparison to like my Prisma. Hi, Dawn and Jax. Now, I will tell you right now, these are not a Prisma dupe or replacement. They feel nothing like a Prisma in terms of how I use a Prisma, but they are soft. They're just not as, creamy and silky smooth when you put them down. And I have noticed a stickiness to them. So it's going to be very interesting how they react on my Nina. So this is Nina 110 pound cardstock. It's usually linked at the bottom of my description where I list all of the papers I use. And that's the paper I do like my Prismas and other skins on. So I just want to see how these work out. So we're just going to dive in and hope for the best and test them out. Are they soft like Brute Fooners? Yeah, I would say, Brute Fooners and these are soft together. But, the Brute Fooners have that transparency a little bit because they are more oil-based, whereas these are more of a wax-based. And yes, I'm aware, I always have to throw out this disclaimer. There is such thing, there's no such thing as a pencil that is one or the other. They all have oil and wax, but they do lean one way or the other. And these lean towards the wax side. So that means they're going to be more opaque. You can get wax bloom, all that fun stuff. Whereas more oil leaning pencils are more transparent. You can layer them more. But then again, I got Pro Colors, which are a wax-based pencil, and those things layer for days. So I don't know. Let's not get into the science today. So let's try this. So we're going to start with terracotta because I like to go dark to light. I'm going to start with her face first, and then we'll move our way down to the rest of her. She's got a lot of skin, so we'll start up here, and we'll see how these layer out. So I'm going to be very light-handed at the get-go simply because I've never used these on skin, and it's a lot easier to erase a light layer than if you just... And I'm not a big layering fan, but I do layer skin. You can't escape it. So we'll see how these do. So this is a little bit more reddish than what I would like, so I may change it out, but we'll see. I'm testing it live, because why not? So far, they layer all right, though. Let's see. Hi, Shirley and Brooke. I don't think I said hi to Brooke. And Ren. I am doing good. It's snowing outside, but I'm warm and cozy inside. I don't have to go anywhere today. My oldest is supposed to come up from college for dinner, but I don't know if she's gonna. It depends on this snow that we're experiencing right now. So it's supposed to be a lazy day. I really want to finish this diamond painting I'm working on so that I can kit up that Susie snowflake I showed in a video not too long ago. Because I wanted to do that one in January, and well, I've got like 7 days left. Yes, I have watched Sonia Gates' Color Skin, and oh, I tried one of her tutorials, but yeah, I mean, she's amazing. By no means am I knocking on her at all. She is beyond talented, but man, when she starts layering greens down first, you're like, wait, what? What are we doing here? And yeah, she's amazing. But yeah, it's too much for me. I like to work on my skin tones, and I'll add purples and greens and color correction when I need to. But yeah, you're never gonna catch me starting my skin tones off like just green all over and then it suddenly appears. That's just not my style. But she is incredibly talented. All right. I always want to make sure we're staying on camera here. So yeah, this is the terracotta color. I was torn between terracotta and this Mars brown. And I might still break out the Mars brown. It's hard to say. The Mars brown feels just a little bit too dark. We'll see. Let's see. Some people have snow. Some people have rain. Well, it's January. Unless you live in California where it's nice and sunny. No, we're supposed to have this. Like, we had a freaky, super snowy December. It normally doesn't snow as much as we got in December. So that was kind of weird. Our neighbors moved here from Arizona, and I'm like, sorry. Normally it's not like this, I swear. Because she even was like shoveling one day, and she was like, at first this was fun, but is this like how your guys' Decembers always are? And I always love it when people like make it sound like I'm responsible for the weather because they'll be like, you guys. And I'm like, wait, I don't own the state or its weather. I just live here. I tolerate it. All right, we're going to put some of that in her eye. We're not going to do makeup today. We're going to keep her au naturel simply because I want to test out the pencils and I don't want the, do I have my blender? I don't know if I've got my blender yet. Her nose is very oddly shaped. Let's see. I started using these for skin the other day, but you want fantasy colors? Yeah, I'm not totally sure on these pencils yet. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, now I'm breaking out my dark salmon. I was testing them out. I started a page in. Oh, hang on, it's right here. I'll show you. It's just under a bunch of crud. Maybe if I can find it. Oh, I had started this page in Magical Earth. And I did not like the way the pencils were acting on this paper. They were very, they were getting sticky as I was layering them. So I don't know. I'm going to keep working on that off camera and we'll see like where it goes. Hi, Stacy. But yeah, I'm not totally sure on these either. So, all right, now I've got my dark salmon. But my ultimate test anytime I'm trying a new pencil is portraits because I love to color portraits, which is funny because like ask me 2 years ago and I would have been like, portraits? Ew. No, never. But I want to see how these do, especially with the layering. I want to see if they start getting sticky on top of one another and how many layers they'll let me put down. Because with my Prisma on a typical skin, for my Prisma, I would say at the least I would do 4 layers, but in most of mine I do 5 to 7. So I definitely want to see how these hold up because the Prisma don't get all sticky. And then this one's probably gonna have extra just because I'm being so ginger with it, gingerly. Oh, hi, Filmic and Kirsty. And Marilyn, sorry. Always, it moves fast when I look up. I'll catch a glimpse, but if I sat there watching it the whole time, then there would be no coloring. So we're gonna see what we get. But yeah, I do love watching Monia Gates when she's coloring. Just I watch it in awe. It's pretty much what I do because because I'm just like, yeah, I can't do this tutorial. I tried one once and mine looked like an alien. I prefer to keep it simple. I'm just not ready to go down that path. If for some reason I go off camera because I am zoomed, off screen because I am zoomed in, just someone yell at me. I keep trying to look and check, but she's got something funky with her nose. What I would give to have my electric eraser up here. Might have to have one of the littles go fetch it from downstairs. These are a teensy scratchier than my Prismas, but I am devoted to my Prismas. You guys know that. Okay, real fast. I'm gonna take the white. Now you're not gonna see it on my white paper, white on white. But I am going to put in my highlights now. And you should do this anyways, even if you're not on tan-toned paper. Put in some of your white highlights just to hold them, because one, when you hit them with your pencil, you'll feel that extra give. You know, you'll feel the wax layer. But two, it will make the color as you go over it already lighter. So just FYI there. Hi, Melissa and Amy. So I am going to put a little dollop here on her nose, one here at the tip of her nose. And we're going to go up. On tan toned, it's so much easier because you'll, see it right away. But if you color skin like the same way, like I color in the same pattern all the time, I already know where my white is sitting and waiting for me. It's kind of creepy. My white is just sitting there lurking and waiting. But I just want to get a good layer of it down because it'll make it easier. I need it around her top lip here. Okay, then I'm going to put a little bit down the side there and down the side there. I'd say these are a little harder than the average Prisma. Not like very hard, but they are harder. They don't just smoosh. They don't have the smoosh factor. Hi, Ashley. All right, now I'm just going to add a little bit up here. Again, I know you guys can't see this part. I can barely see it. I have to get online with my desk and see where the light hits it, but it's just so I can put that there and feel it when I hit it with a pencil. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our dark salmon. And again, I'm doing this very lightly just because I haven't tested these colors or even tried to do a portrait. See, yeah, the artist has her nose a little funky right there. So I'm not going to go as heavy-handed at first. If you have trouble with that, just always hold your pencil way back. It's like practically impossible to press hard if you're holding it super far back. And if you can press hard with your pencil super far back, then kudos to you. I'm going to bring that shadow in. Okay, now I want to build this one up. Let's build up her nose. And I'll try to pop up and look at chat. Problem with skin is I get so focused, hyper focused on the skin. Let's see. Hi, Karen. I'm trying to see on my screen. It's always backwards, so I have to remember to move it. When I want to move right, I actually need to move left. Yeah, I think that terracotta may be a little bit too red, but I'm going to stick with it. I can always correct it. Okay, now we are switching to peach. I'm going to make her peachy. Yeah, this artist is really talented. I love her artwork. Her sketch work is just so beautiful. And then, of course, all the hair, which I am not doing in Arrtx. Oh my gosh, I did hair in Prisma the other day just because I was too lazy to go get my pro colors or something better for hair. Oh, wow. That was just oof. I was not a happy camper. I can do hair in Prismas, I just don't want to. That's my problem. So you can see I'm still overlapping all the colors I put down, but I'm bringing this out a little further. Oh, thanks, Pearl. It's so funny. It's a coffee cup emoji because I told my daughter I was going to order Starbucks and have it delivered during my stream, and she had to get. In exchange, I told her I would get her one if she made sure to bring it to me. I was like, don't leave it on the porch in the snow. It'll be all cold. Thank you, Pearl. That's very sweet of you. All right, get that cheekbone. Yes, I did see she came out with that artist edition book. It's on sale on a different website though. If anyone knows the name of the website, go ahead and post it in chat because I can't remember off the top of my head. I do want to go order it, but I also just placed a ridiculous Etsy order. So, that's the problem with being an adult. You have to decide how responsible you feel like being with your money. I'm like, should I buy it or should I save my money? Good choices. It is really pretty though. Doggone it. Just getting this a little darker on this side because obviously this side is not facing the sun. I shouldn't say obviously because really you could make your light source come from wherever the heck you want it to come. If you want the light source coming this way, it can come this way. But for me, I'm having it come this way. Hi, Lisa. I think on that, whatever that website is it blue something? They do, I swear they tell you what it is. GSM and all. Don't worry, I will eventually order it. I just got my Anastasia Koldareva book. Finally. I ordered it like a year ago. That one finally came in the mail. I haven't opened it yet. I don't know if anyone in here is doing the Emma LaFave monthly subscription box, but like mine is taking forever and everyone has already gotten theirs. I'm like, I want my box because you're getting new brushes, her custom paints that she did as a collaboration with Craftimo. And like each one comes with a lesson and everyone's posting them on Instagram. And I'm like, where's mine? Mine's been sitting in like LA forever. I could probably have driven to LA and picked it up at customs by now myself. Let's see. Yeah, Blue Angel. That's what it is. I knew it was blue something. Good thing I didn't guess because I was going to say like blue sky. Okay. Not bad, not bad. We shall see. Okay, now I'm going to take the light peach color. Again, you'll have to bear with me because we're going to do ultra light layers. So it's going to take a while to build this skin up. Normally, you would already see something forming a lot better, but because I don't know how well these do together, I'm going to have to take my time. Hence why I'm having a coffee delivered. Nothing like extra espresso while you're trying to stay in the lines, right? So I'm just taking this peach, or light peach, and bringing it all the way around and closer to the center. And remember, I did put that white down, so eventually I will hit that with the edge of my pencil. And you really don't need super sharp pencils, by the way, for skin. In fact, if you're brand new to coloring skin, like dull the edge out of your pencil. Because a sharp point often, if you use the wrong pressure, leaves a line. So if you're new to that, just dull it out. You're going to be layering no matter what. You can't fight it. These do sound scratchy on this paper, but it is a very, very smooth paper. So everything can sound scratchy on it, even my Prismas. Let's see. Light source. Someone would wonder where mine is because I never think about it. You know, there's times I don't think about it, and I'm like, whatever. I'm going to put a highlight here, whatever. Sometimes it just looks good no matter what. Okay. Let's see how well these build up. Building. It's going to be like, just keep going. Okay, this light peach is really light when you use light pressure. Holy cow. It's like, is it there? Might need to bring in a different transition color, but we'll see as we layer it out. Look at those luscious eyelashes. What I wouldn't give to have those beauties. Let's see. Oh, color it with the lamps and whatnot. Yeah. I'm still working on like being able to, like if I have a glowy object, or my biggest goal this year is to work on more fantasy looking color combinations. I just want to do something fantastical. Yeah, sure, that's a word. But you know, like where people blend like oranges and purples, even though they should make brown, but they don't, and they look amazing. I want to be that person. What's funny is I love portraits, but I really haven't done many this year. And by that, I mean I've done a few, but not as many as I would normally do. Okay, so the peach, the light peach, is kind of like our base color or our main skin color. So I'm bringing it all the way across. But I'm still doing it lightly. You won't see it, but on my end right now, like you can see the light peach. It's in there. It's going to take a little longer for you guys to see it. Like layer 5, you might be able to see it. All right. Just keep looking to chat to make sure I'm not missing anything. So how many of you have purchased the Arrtx? Did you get the 72 count set and then buy the 126 like me? Or did you buy just the 126, just the 72, not bought them at all? I'm just curious how many people have actually purchased these. I know Color with Claire released her family color chart. I think it was yesterday. Like if you want to put them in family color order, which is always handy dandy. Okay, 1 sec. I think I'm gonna swap. Let's see. Gina got both. Dee got both. Kirsty stopped buying. Yep, I hear you on that one, Kirsty. It's like, where am I gonna store all this? I think I'm gonna switch, or at least grab my Mars Brown, and bring that in just a little bit, because I have a fear she's gonna turn red as I layer up this Tuscan. So let me find my Mars. Okay, so Mars. Where are you? Sienna. Oh, there it is. Okay. And look, y'all, so I don't hurt your ears, I replaced my old doll and bought a new one. Whew. All right, yeah, so I'm going to try this Mars Brown, just a teensy. Because, like I said, I feel like the, what is this, Tuscan red? Oh, sorry, terracotta. It's going to get a little too orangey red, especially with all those peachy colors. So I'm going to use this one instead. And then I might break out a purple. We shall see. I'm trying to keep this rather simple for those who are new to skin and don't want to like have to try and do like 50 colors. Yeah, I like this one a lot better. Oops. Scooch it up. Oh yeah, this is much better. I like this one a lot. This will counteract a lot better. So I'm gonna do a 2023 pencil collection stash video thing. I skipped 2022 entirely. Honestly, the only reason was I was just too lazy. I'm going to do a video, but then I'm probably going to destash because there's a lot of pencils I don't use or I've just purchased because, I had requests to do reviews on them, and so I purchased them for that. But then I just didn't use them because, in all honesty, my go-to is my Prisma, obviously. And then I've been using my polys. I don't use my Lumis and Derwent Lightfast a lot. That's not because I don't like them. It's just because I cringe at the idea of replacing them. But yeah, there's just some pencils that get no love. So I definitely want to destash some of my pencils. And I may destash my Holbeins. Like, I got them, I paid all that money for them, but gosh darn it, every time I try to use them, I'm like, yeah, I don't want you. I don't like you. So we'll see. Put that up in here because I just want a nice little dark line here. Gonna follow some of that extra shading. Okay. Melissa, you're so pretty. Yeah, see, exactly. Emily, I said Emmy. Emily, every time I sharpen like a Lumi or a Lightfast, like I swear a part of me just like dies. I'm just, come on, look at the open stock price of those things. Whereas I could get like 3 Prismas for the same price. Now I'm back to my dark salmon, by the way. I'm gonna bring this out a little more now that I know how it looks. But yeah, it's just anytime I sharpen one of those. So I love them. I won't get rid of them. But yeah, I just don't use them as much. Like, And if I do use the Lumies in Light Fast, it's usually on a portrait because I'll probably end up hanging it up on my wall. And hey, you know, got to test that Light Fast reading. I don't often use the Lumies or Light Fast in a coloring book because it's just, I don't know, I just can't. Let's see. You like using Holbeins with your polys. Yeah, there's a lot of people that do that actually. I just am not I'm the Holbein hater of Utah. That's my name now. I just don't like them. They're sticky. They're weird. They don't work with my style. They don't smush. They layer. And I hate layering as I sit here and do like 50,000 layers. But no, like it's definitely a pencil for layering. I don't like that sticky crap that it does. I want to just smush my colors and be on my way. I don't want to have to sit there and finagle with it and beg it to work. And the only time I layer is like with skin. Everything else, I'm like, yeah, no. I'm going to smush this. But I've given in to the skin gods, as I say. I will layer skin. Because if you don't layer skin, it just looks weird. I've tried, trust me. Smooshing style, yes. I love to smoosh. Plus, I like to just say the word smoosh. It brings me joy. Smoosh. Oh, this is really trying to get a little bit over that terracotta there, so I didn't match so red. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, the Light Fast, I like to use my Light Fast with my Lumies because they both are kind of missing certain colors, and I feel like they just go together like bread and butter. They complement each other so well. They blend together nicely, which is weird because one's more wax, one's more oil, but whatever. Yeah, I love them. I love them together. I store them together. I have them swatched together. It's almost like the companies work together, but you know they didn't. Here's peach. We're gonna break out some peach. But yeah, they just complement one another so well. Now I always leave a really tiny white line right where the skin meets the eyelashes. Why? I don't know. It's just what I do. It just gives a little pop to it. Yes, I have mixed them together. Those are the only pencils that have ever been put together. Everybody else stays separate. I'm going to give this a little bit more like a lightish, medium-ish, pressure-ish, maybe. Just trying to see how it builds up. And then I always like to get right in here. Usually with if I'm using Prismacolors, it would be peach, which actually I think this is called peach too. Get that little furrow. I need to build up her nose a little more. Build that side. I just love this artist's work. It's so pretty. Okay, now we're going to bring this down a little more. And I especially want to bring it out over here because, again, the light is not hitting that side of the face as much. We'll see how many layers of these will go down to compared to my Prisma, because it is a very smooth cardstock. All right. I can hear my kids already arguing in the kitchen. Hopefully that's not coming through on my mic. Welcome to Sunday at my house. Ugh. Why do you think I stream on Sunday morning? I want to escape all the crankiness and the fights. I killed Emily. Oh no, down she goes. Try and make a line just here for her little chinny chin chin, because the artist didn't put it in there, but I want it there, so there. All right, now I have our light peach. I'm gonna bring in some pinks here in a sec too, so I need to lay those down before I get too many layers in. And I am putting a tiny bit more pressure, but I don't want to go crazy because, again, I did notice these got sticky on the paper in that mythographic, which is smooth. And I do not like sticky pencils. It's something with a filler, I think. I don't know. When my pencils start getting all sticky instead of layering, that's when I'm like, ow. Oh, yeah, this is a pretty color. And I think this will blend out nicely. It will. Hi, Star. I need to work on her nose, though, because she's got like the world's whitest and brightest nose. So I need to get a little bit more layers up in here. She's got like a little shadow there. And don't worry about covering your eyelashes. We're going to add them back in anyway. Okay. Just keep on layering, keep on layering. I know I've got my highlight up in here because I can feel the resistance when my pencil hits it, which is exactly why we put it in there. Now there's like no method to my madness when it comes to where I am like coloring at a particular, point on the face. I bounce around, but it's simply because I'm kind of looking and as I'm coloring this section, for example, I'll be like, oh crap, her nose. So that's where I go next. I'm not very methodical in that sense. Let's see. What paper did I print this on? So if you look in the description below, I have a list of all my papers that I normally use. And it's the one that says the Nina 110-pound cardstock. That's what I used for this one. That's what I typically print all white PDFs on for pencil, just so you know. It's a very, very smooth cardstock. It's really affordable though. Like I think it's like $15 now. I know the price went up, but still, I mean, that paper lasts forever. And I like smooth cardstock. I'm not down for that toothy crap. I just can't handle it. Okay. I need to get that to round out a little. It's like, see the artist kind of puffed her nose there. Well, I would have used a different word for crap, but I'm on YouTube and don't want to lose my monetization. So, all right. So real fast, before I start adding more layers, I am going to get in a little bit. By the way, never use your hands like I've been using. Use a brush. Do as I say, not as I do. So I'm going to do this Korilynn Violet. I'm just going to bring it up around here a little. And the reason I'm putting this down now is, again, I don't know how many layers this is going to take, and I would really suck if I lost her blush line. Like, well, she's just pale. She got no blood flowing through her cheeks. I normally with my Prismas do this like on the first to last layer. Sometimes I do it at the very end. It just depends on how many layers I put down, but yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to take their blush pink. I'm just going to lightly bring that down. See how well it ends up covering my peach. It's there, but it's not there. And again on this side, just covering. The Korilynn one went over my colors really well, but this blush pink does not want to cover up. So that's a good thing to note. I'm going to have to just keep layering it in. Yay me. Woo. Okay, and then what other colors? Oh, yeah, okay. So real fast. Because she's pale because she's in shock because I mixed my swatches. Crap. I'm taking my Korilynn Violet. I put my dragonfly lady in shock. I'm just going to get her eyes a little here. Okay. Then I'm going to also take that blush pink. Just kind of fill that in a little. Not going for the makeup-ish look. I just want to give her some natural color to her eyelids. So she doesn't look all shocked that I mixed my Lumies and Light Fast together. And then these same colors I'll end up using in her lips because I want to bring it down. Keep it nice and natural looking. Okay, so I'm going to take out some, let's see, let's try this. Seashell Pink. Wow, I'm not even going to try to say that 5 times fast. That's all sorts of wrong. I'm just going to put that in the center. Okay, there we go. You're not dramatic at all. No, not even a teensy. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go back to Mars Brown. I'm not gonna keep using the terracotta because it's just too orangey. So we're gonna go back to our Mars Brown. This is layer 3, so I'm gonna be a little bit harsher with it, but that's because I can already tell it's not wanting to build up much further. So we're just gonna have to press a little harder, but when I say a little harder, I'm not meaning like go burnish your page, because then, well, you're not gonna layer anything. But I'm just gonna put more pigment down. We gotta get her color back since she's in shock. Get up her BP, if you will. Does anyone else like just loathe coloring ears? I love it when a portrait has them covered by hair. I'm just like, oh, thank goodness I don't have to deal with it. I don't want to deal with that one. Hi, B. Yeah, I always forget the ears too. I'll, I'll color one, and then there's one right here, and I'm like, oh, that's usually where it happens. But like, I just hate coloring them. Just you know what, artists, if you're watching, just cover the ears. None of us want them there. We're fine. We all know what an ear looks like. They're not pretty to color either. They're just funky shaped little things. And I color them differently every single time. I've got like no method to my ear coloring. I'm like, whatever. Today I feel like coloring you this way. Let's see. So I'm gonna get that a little darker over here. Oh. Yeah, I think this will probably take one or two more layers, and then it's gonna not build up anymore for me. You know, these might actually work for hair because they are harder than Prismas. They may work, but I don't know. I just prefer to use the harder leads. Get more of that realistic flicking action. All right, let's see. So I'm gonna build that up. I want to get rid of some of this reddish crap that built up from that one color. Get all dark in here, but you don't want to give her a black eye, so don't want to make it look like she got punched in the nose. And see how it's like, you can see the line here right now on her nose. I will be blending that out because I'll be a little bit more liberal with my, whatever that color is that I'm using in place of my nectar. I think it's dark salmon or something. I just wanted to find that cute little chin that I'm going to give her right there. Okay. Okay. Now we are on to our dark salmon. They have not even plowed our streets. I'm looking out the window right now and I'm like, ooh. Oh my gosh, I was driving and I thought I had, because my car has auto. So usually if it's like snowing a little bit, I turn on the auto so it'll switch to 4-wheel drive when it needs to. I don't know how this really works because, I've never really full out tested it, but supposedly the car's smart enough to know. But I thought I had it in auto because it was snowing the other day and very icy, like super icy. And so I went to there's the road here and like I'm coming out of a parking lot and I went to stop and my car just went and I'm like, oh no! And it literally just started sliding. I swear I was so lucky there was no oncoming cars so that I could just slide right onto that main road because yeah, if there would have been cars, they would have nailed mine. But yeah, I just hit the ice and that thing was not stopping. So now I double check if the auto is turned on because I'm like, well, I'm not doing that again. And then Scout, the wonderful husky, decided it would be fun to misbehave and drag me at Petco. She was excited to go to the groomer. No excuse though, she knows better. But she was just like all hyper and wanted to get going. And apparently I was taking too long. And she yanked and I slipped on the ice in the parking lot. So overall, it was not a good Friday. That's for sure. It was a painful Friday. Yeah, it's still snowing here. We've had a couple inches, which is good because the huskies love it. And I don't mind it. I don't mind it any day of the week, actually, because it's not like I really have to leave the house. But the one bummer is we haven't seen my daughter because she went back to college, and she was supposed to come up for dinner tonight. But I don't know if that's going to happen with this snow, because her school is about hour and a half away. So yeah, she might not be able to come up. So I know the kids are going to be bummed. Okay, let's try I do. She is 20 and she is in pre-med. All right, so this is peach. Again, I'm pressing a wee bit harder, not burnishing, not hard pressure, just pressing harder because I can feel that these are getting that funky stickiness that they get. Don't like it. This side, bring it up a little more. There is there we go, a little piece of wax that keeps popping off of one of these. It's like, get off my paper. Okay, I definitely want to bring in her bridge of the nose more. Bring this over. I've never had a sticky thing with Prismas. That's my issue with Holbeins, though. I feel they're very sticky, but my Prismas have always been very smooth. I'm not biased whatsoever either, by the way. And yes, it will be good to have a doctor in the family. We'll see if she sticks with it, though. In college they always change their majors, or they'll realize, oh, I don't want to be that anymore. So very smart girl, though. Gets great grades. Just trying to figure out what she wants to do with her life. Oh, don't we wish we could be young again? And that's our biggest problem, right? What do I want to be in life? Now it's like, oh shoot, I got a mortgage and I've got kids doing this and that. On top of my son's soccer, I now have a daughter in ballet and the other one in gymnastics. Might as well just freaking live at the sports complex. I don't mind ballet, though. It's really fun to watch. And don't get me wrong, my son's soccer is very fun to watch, too. It's just I've seen so much. Oh, lurk away. But yeah, my youngest, my 6-year-old's been begging to get in gymnastics. So I was like, okay, I'm going to sign you up. She starts Thursday. Then my 10-year-old, we can never find a sport for her. She'll start something, and she'll, like softball, she was actually really good at it. Then she quit. She just didn't like it. We tried gymnastics with her. She was afraid of everything, like just the heights, So we quit that because, goodness gracious, gymnastics is expensive. Whew. And so, there's the snow plows. Sweet. They just threw it right onto my walkway. But yeah, she's been asking about ballet for a while. So I was like, okay. And it took me forever to find a ballet studio. that would let you just start out with ballet. They all wanted you to start with some other like dance course. And I was like, look, she doesn't want to do contemporary. Like, she wants to just do ballet. Like, does anyone have just beginners ballet? So we finally found a couple. And so, yeah, she's starting that. But I was kind of surprised, like, at how many places are like, no, you got to take these mixture courses. I'm like, well, that kind of can turn some kids off. I get that they want kids to like get exposed to all the different types of dance, but like in this case, my kid knows what she wants to do. Like, she flat out, she's like, I do not want to do anything else. So, ooh, graphic design. Maybe you can help me create my new logo. I need a logo update. Graphic design is a great field to go in, though. Always in high demand. All right, I'm blending out her nose here just so it transitions better when I get my peach down. My light peach, I'm sorry, because I'm using peach right now. My light peach. Oh, let me see if I have my blender. Does anyone still have like a major stockpile of the full colorless blenders? This isn't all of mine, by the way. I have tons. I do have to sharpen this one, though. Oh, I hate doing that. I'm so sorry. It's like sharpening gold. I could see that. They get sticky if they're too warm, but I mean, it would have to be pretty warm. Oh, I'm hoarding these. In fact, I had quite a few subscribers send me some, when they were taking them away, and I was like, you guys are the best. Evelyn sent me a ton, and I was just so thankful because I love these things. My son went to use one the other day, and I was like, put it down. I mean, he could have driven off with my car safer than taking my full blender. Let's just put it that way. You hoarded the lilac and lavender. Let's see. Christy says, I'm about to turn 40 and I'm just starting to learn to draw and adult coloring. No one's ever too old, actually. I got into adult coloring. Oh, crapola. I just turned, because my birthday was this month, I turned 39. I turned 39. And yeah, I've been coloring 7 years. Yep, because my youngest is going to turn 7. So it's never, ever too late. All right, now we're going back to our light peach. I'm going to pull this one out further. And you'll notice I'm kind of using the flat edge here. 6 full blenders. Ooh. I think I only have, because I have one that was dropped by a kiddo, so this one's like not even a full blender anymore. I think I have 9. I have a little drawer of blenders right next to me. I do really like the Lyra Splendor blender. 1, because it's just fun to say, but 2, I actually really dig that blender. It's a nice blender. It works great with my Prismas. But when it comes to skin, I typically will blend my Prismas with the Caran d'Ache. So, but other than that, if I'm blending with my Prismas, I usually use the Lyra. And that's because the Lyra leaves like a nice sheen, whereas, the Prismacolor blender just kind of like dulls everything out. That said, I did buy a Derwent blender. I've heard good things. I'm just afraid to use it. It's still sitting in that drawer. But I need to break it out. All right, we're bringing this in more, closing her highlight out a little. Obviously, you can't just have a white circle there. You do have to go over it. And that's where I had put the white. So see, like, I don't know if you can see, but when I'm going over where I had put that white, the color is noticeably lighter, even with like pressure. And then I can feel it on the paper. Like I can feel my pencil go over it. And I'm just kind of covering it up ever so lightly. And I'll come back in and add more highlights later. But it's always good to put down your base highlight, especially with the white, just in case you accidentally go over it too heavy. It won't be a pain in the butt to get your highlight back later. Remember, this light peach is kind of our all-around color. These are letting off some chunks though, so it's kind of annoying me. I get this side a little darker here. Look at that. It's already been an hour. Portraits take a long time. Especially when you're layering slowly. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Erica. Have a good day. I have the Derwent blender, Splendor blender, the full blender, the Prisma blender. Yeah, I'll switch based on what I'm coloring, or I should say what pencil I'm using, because certain pencils I prefer with other blenders. Now I am pressing a little harder in here because this side is pretty much as I want it to be. So I'm going to push that one in. Keep a little bit of white up here. What on earth? There's like, I keep feeling a bump, but it must be from my pencil because there's nothing under the page. What I wouldn't give to have luscious eyelashes like that. Ooh, I love Inktense. Yes, Inktense is the best. You need to heat the tip like an old school black eyeliners. Oh, are you talking about for the Derwent blender? You need to heat up the tip of it. Because I bought the Derwent blender and burnisher combo pack thing they sell. But mine isn't too bad. It actually does all right. What pencils have you tried it with, just out of curiosity? So now I'm working on smoothing the lines of her nose, because nobody likes a big old nose that doesn't look right. Okay. I'm going to come down here, get her chinny chin chin. I'm going to have my peach on standby in case I need to create a little bit more of a transition. See, like right here, I am pressing a little bit harder. I just feel like the transition there wasn't so pretty. I'm just going to go up through here. I don't want to press too hard where her blush line is going to go, only because I've noticed the color doesn't want to come out too well on top of these. So I want to make sure I leave some tooth of the paper Get her blush in there. Let's see. Heating it. Interesting. So let's see, you've used it with the the Arrtx and the Prismas, and interesting. Is it the blender or burnisher I have downstairs? Oh, it's a blender because the burnisher is up here. I'll try that and see, and I'll try it again, not, just use as is and see if I notice any scratchies. But yeah, because I normally don't, I haven't had any problems with it so far. I haven't used it a ton though. Because like I said, I tend to reach for my Splenda blender. Really, the only time I use the Prisma blender is if I need to drag a color. If I'm dragging a color, then that's where the Prisma blender gets broken out. Other than that, not as much, because it really dulls out that color. Let's see. Fur and hair. I normally don't blend my hair, but yeah, I have heard that for hair. I just like to sit there and flick until the whole thing's filled in, even if it takes like 5 years. It's my flick therapy. There we go. She's looking good. Her skin is coming together. Do you mean, do I need a lot of layers with a Splendor blender in order for it to blend out? Is that what you mean? I mean, with any blender pencil, you need enough pigment on the paper to make it like matter. Excuse me, frog in my throat. So yeah, like you do need some layers, but with a Splendor blender, because it's a lot smoother, I don't use it to push color though, but like if I'm using the Prisma blender, then you need enough pigment to push it around. Whereas the Splendor, I'm kind of just using it to help fix up and touch up some spots that like my layering didn't cover. In fact, I'm using it right now with polys. I'm testing it with my polys versus my Caran d'Ache. And I hate to say, but the Caran d'Ache is winning. Darn you, Caran d'Ache, because now I have to buy your new blender once I run out of my stash. Okay, getting that skin going. I'm sure by now you can see the light peach color because it's pretty predominant now. Just gonna get that. Okay, so I have some white under her eyes. Yeah, I've been making a pencil background, which by the way, I normally never do. Ugh. And now I know why. It's gonna take me ages, but I'm using polys. And yeah, I've been sitting there using my full blender and it's working great. Now you'll note that like even if I press hard on the black, the lines from my printer, things don't smudgy, but that's because I'm using a laser printer. So if you have a inkjet printer, always be cautious, especially once you start breaking out your blender pencils. And then even with LaserJet, if you're breaking out a blender pencil, this is, by the way, peach. I'm just helping the transition here a little. You still want to be a little careful because it will move if you have a really heavy black line, even with an inkjet, but it's more like, or LaserJet, but it's more likely to move with the inkjet. Okay, so I'm going to take my white. I'm making these lines super obvious at the moment, but that's because now I'm going to go back over them with my light little peach. My little peach. Oh, that's such cute. And now they won't be as like, wow, in your face. Okay. Let's see. I thought I saw a question. Oh, thanks, Dee. Hi, Tristan. From the Faber-Castell Polychromos, I need my chart in front of me to tell you, because I don't do it often. My favorite pencil for skin is honestly Prisma. It's just like a comfort blanket. I can literally like just practically do it in my sleep now because I'm so used to it. But I would need to look at my poly chart, and then I could tell you a little bit better. I know I use like cinnamon and obviously light flesh, medium flesh, crapola. I do use the ivory instead of the white. I know that. I'm trying to think of the brown I use. Yeah, I need my chart in front of me. Okay, I'm switching back to my peach just because her nose is being a little turd about transitioning right there. Have I heard of Blue's Clues, like the kids' TV show? If that's what you're talking about, I have. I have a lot of kids, and they all watched Blue's Clues. Crap, now that song is stuck in my head. This is why we can't talk about kids' shows. Good old Steve singing is stuck in my head now. Isn't it Steve? His name's Steve, right? I swear. Okay, just adding more of the light peach where I feel I need it. Now, real quick. Oh, that's sweet of you, Stacy. Okay, real quick, I'm going to take my Korilynn Violet. Now, this is what I'm using for some of her blush. I'm not pressing hard here. I just want to build up that color. Just get that in there. Same thing up here with her eyes. It's definitely one of those colors that's like a really pretty, like red violet. I like it. I do. Okay. And I'm going to grab my blush pink. Can I go on top of it a little? And just kind of roll that in there. And I'm also going to take it across her cheek. We'll see how many layers it lets me put in there. Because they are starting to get that kind of sticky feel to them. So not as sticky as a Holbein, though. Less sticky. Definitely want that pink to show up. Sometimes you just have to blend it out and then just bring it back in. Like I said, we're testing these out, so I don't know how well this will go on top of a Caran d'Ache full blender. Prismas go on top pretty well, but not always. All right, so this is Seashell Pink. Just gonna get that. I'm gonna add some to her cheeks. Now remember, I'm not doing like that on her eyes to give her makeup. It's just to add some color. We're keeping her au naturel today. I like to get a little pink on your nose. Okay. Let's see. Oh, then it was Joe. Yeah, I don't like layering, but like I said, I layer skin because well, you got to do it. I'm sorry to say, must be done. Okay, now we're going to bring this one out. And then I have that white that I had laid down here, but I'm going to lightly cover it up. Because you don't want to just leave white blobs there. You want to lightly go over them with whatever your base color is. In this case, it's peach for me. Smooth that out a little. And we can always go back over it with our white if we've covered it up too much, but make sure. Okay, now I'm going to just carefully take my light peach down that white line on the side of her face. Because I don't like to leave it just a stark white. Then it looks just kind of weird. She'll still get that like appearance that her face is round if you just use your lightest color over it. It's not a big deal. All right. Her face is coming together. No worries, Christina, lurk away. Okay. All I can say is never blend until you're ready. If you're like, I'm not ready to blend yet, then don't blend. Like, because sometimes, depending on the pencil, that is final. Like, you be done. Okay. But now I know how these react. I can do the other parts of her skin even quicker. Yeah, I definitely recommend if you're trying a new pencil and you're just not familiar with how it layers, how it looks, start with a bunch of light layers, take your time. You can start adding more pressure as you feel how they're reacting to your paper. And only you will know. You'll feel it in your hands. You can feel the difference when you're going across the paper. Not to mention, you'll know you've reached the end if you're not getting any more color out. But this peach can like just keep going for days. Okay. So I'm going to leave her face for a sec while I think about it. Let me take a drink of water. Oh gosh, how many layers? We definitely did more than 5. I didn't count. So definitely more than 5. Okay. So I am going to, let's see what oh man, she has one freaky long neck. I just noticed that. Do you guys see that? Like, whoop. Here. Kind of reminds me of Grazia Zalba's images. They always have longer necks, but like, yeah, I just noticed how freaky long her neck is because her dress line is all the way down here. So that's one heck of a neck. That's interesting. All right. So let's grab Mars Brown, and I am going to go in with a little bit harder pressure this time just because I kind of have a feel for it. Would help if I was on camera, wouldn't it? Let's see that in here. Okay. That is a freaky long neck. Oh my gosh. I mean, not that I'm kind of jealous because I have a really short neck, but this one's really long. That's her finger. There's a leaf up in there. Okay. Her hair is obviously going to create a shadow there and a shadow here. A runway model, yeah, with her neck just whoa. Okay, this is dark salmon. Well, it did a crumbly, so that's true to the Prisma style, right? Crumbles. Okay. Get that in there. No, I don't want her neck super dark, but at the same time, I don't want it to be all light up in there because otherwise it's just going to accentuate the freaky long neck she's got. So, gotta go about this gingerly. Okay. And I'm always overlapping my darker color. Oh, shove her in the way. Yeah, Mystic Art Mirrors, hers can be a little, but like her art style, you know, she's not going for like realistic. So it's kind of, you just kind of shrug it off. But like this one, you know, you're like, wait a minute, I feel like we should have erased, like just chopped off a little bit right there. Just my opinion. Okay, now we're going back to peach. I do want it a little darker in here because these areas are all nice and shadowed. Well, I can't wait to color the hair of this picture. It's the whole reason I bought it. Thinking kind of like a classic brown color. I don't know. Brown is so boring, but it's like, it would look so pretty. I could do blonde, but I would need to erase a lot of the line art because it would ruin my colors. I just don't feel like she would look good as a blonde. I don't know. It's a thought process. Okay, so we got our peach. See, I'm doing a little bit heavier layers on this one just because up top, I kind of got a feel for it. So, and I'm noticing if like, so here's the thing with skin. When you guys are doing skin, I highly recommend not blending out your skin until you've added, well, say her eyes are open, her eyes and her lips, and like you've done her hair, because skin always looks weird when it's sitting there by itself. You know what I mean? Like it's just, you'll be like, oh, it's too yellow. But then once you add like her lips and her hair, it balances itself back out. So I personally don't blend out my skin until I've finalized eyes, lips, and hair. And then I go and either do some color correction on the skin if it's still looking a little yellow or pinkish or whatever the heck color I turned it into. That's when I go back and do that. But you'd be surprised because, I mean, skin just looks funky until you give it something to help bring it all together. I know some people like to blend it out and finalize it, and you know, you do you, but that's just how I do it. because I've made the mistake of being like, oh, well, the skin's done. And then I would like blend it out, and then I'd go do the hair and her eyes. And I was like, well, she looks kind of freaky. And so I would have to fix it. She's a total recall chick. Alright, I'm gonna grab my, what? I almost grabbed my blender because it looked like my white. I'm gonna add my white right in here. Man, long neck. But hey, if I was that skinny and pretty, fine, I'd take a long neck. I'm gonna sharpen this though. Oh, hi, Allison. It's just because my portrait gal here, I realized after I started to do her neck that it's a really long neck. It makes like no sense. It's like, well, hello there, neck. Move a little faster on the neck just because I'm already fine with the colors. I am going to bring in, I think, my beige. I don't know. Beige is kind of orangey in this set. Okay, one sec. I know it is a long neck. Whew. All right, I'm gonna go back with my dark salmon. Just kind of get some of these in here. Bring this out. I mean, and then you've still got like her collarbone and all that down here. It's like, holy moly. Okay. I'm just making that because I'm going to pull out the shadow a little bit more just because it's such a freaky long neck. I'm going to take my white, just kind of go over this a little bit. Tone it down. Okay. Hi, Amberly and Jamie. She's from Swan Lake. that would definitely explain the really long neck. Okay, so this is the peach color. Okay. Could you just imagine like having this long neck though? Just, oh, it makes me want to like stretch my neck right now because I'm just thinking, oh. Okay, get my peach out there. Oh, you tried them for skin today too? What'd you think, Amberly, of the skin? Or them for skin, I should say. Pulling machine. She was putting traction too long. Her neck got a little whip. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, they're not bad. But I mean, if you said, hey, you've got to choose between your Arrtx and your Prisma for skin, then I would still be rolling right back to my Prisma. So, and the thing is I can already tell from these color palettes with the Arrtx that there's quite a few colors I'll go through a lot faster. All right, so back to my light peach. So like without them having open stock, that part would really suck. Because what their smallest set is that 72 count set. So it's like if I go through this whole light peach, I'll be like, oh no. And I don't know if Arrtx plans to ever do open stock. I haven't really chatted with them much lately. Arrtx and Paul Rubens are the same company, just FYI. And I've been talking to them about Paul Rubens stuff, but I should probably ask them their plans. I had meant to ask them if they're going to come out with a bigger set than the 126, but I bought it anyway, so I was like, well, whatever. Bye, Christina. Yeah, nothing compares to the lovely smushiness of the Prisma. I just like Prismas for skin, but also they're just very comfortable to me. I know how they react on every paper. I can color correct them with ease just because I know them so well. That's one thing I try to tell people is like find a pencil you really love and like use it all the time. Like get to know it so that you know what blends you can make. You know how to fix it if something goes wrong. Whereas with these, like, a new set, like with Arrtx here, sure, I know color theory and I know how to like color correct, but I don't know how, say, adding some green is going to react with my Mars Brown in particular because it's a different brand of pencil. Whereas if I added a green to, say, like my chestnut color in Prisma, I know what would happen. So it's nice having a pencil or two that you really, really know, and then these are like just there for funsies. That's my opinion, though. Yeah. You do you. There's some people that can color with like any brand of pencils and it still looks like amazing artwork, but I'm not that person. Yeah, so even their 72 count set had the barcode. I think that's a barcode. I mean, it's kind of weird. So I don't know. I was gonna look and see if these lined up. Yeah, they're different. I don't know though. Arrtx has never really done like the open stock thing, so I'm not sure. Let's see. Jamie said another streamer has said they told her they plan to do open stock, but no date. Oh, okay. Well, that's like every other company. That's like all the budget brands that are like, we're gonna do open stock, and then do 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 do. So yeah, well, my thing is I always wait and see because they'll always dangle you along with that promise, and you're like, but when? When? It's like either open stock with pencils or refills for the markers for any brand, budget brand. You're just like, oh, come on. Let's see. I mean, Black Widow, technically you can get open stock, but I always put quotation marks around that because I love Black Widow. Don't get me wrong. They're one of my favorite pencils. I'm going to blend out her ear because I just want to see how it looks. But I mean, you have to order them. Ooh, no, don't break on me. You have to order them from the owner, who's very nice. But then for me, the shipping is just ugh. So I end up just buying a whole new set of Black Widows because I know I'm going to use every single color in that set anyway. So yeah, that's just why I go that route. All right, drink some water. Right, exactly. If you contact them, you can buy them, but it's not like a true open stock. Like I want to be able to go, like say on Blick at 2 a.m. This is my dark salmon again. I want to be able to go on Blick and like if I was up at 2 a.m., which by the way, I'm never up at 2 a.m., but if I was for some reason shopping, I could order my open stock or Jackson's or Jerry's Artorama or Cheap Joe's, all those places. Like I want to be able to do that. Heck, even Hobby Lobby and Michael's have them open stock. And just, yeah, they show up. So, at least for Prismacolors, Hobby Lobby, I should clarify that. Hobby Lobby is not carrying like Dermot Lightfast in open stock. Oh man, wouldn't that be the dream though? Woo. And if they let you use a coupon on it, oh my gosh. Yeah, that'll never happen though. All right. I think it's getting where I want it to get. I'm going to try a wee bit of my beige here. Just want to see how I like it. It's too yellowy. I don't like it. That's what it is. Yeah, the shipping is really expensive. So my thing with Black Widow though is it's just I know I'm going to use every pencil, so it's cheaper for me to just go order the set on Amazon. I did that a while back, and in fact, this month I bought the dark skin tone set from them, and every color in that set will be used. I honestly don't think I have a single Black Widow pencil that just sits there and it's never been used. And some of their colors are so close that when one whittles down, you're like, woohoo, I can just use this. So it makes it nice. All right, just coming together. I'm just gonna put that in there. Just feel like the white line kind of disappeared somehow on me. I'm trying to look at different lights and see what I think. I feel like her nose is still not blending out. Don't panic though if your nose has kind of a harsher line. Sometimes you just need to actually get your blender pencil out because your layers don't want to move. Because I'll get that a lot with my Prisma and I'll be like, oh my gosh, that nose. And then once I buff it out, I'm like, oh, it's so pretty. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I do wish they would put those skin tone ones from Black Widow together. I agree. Like they have the light, they have the dark. Can we just make them all one big happy family? It's been a while since I talked to good old Albert, though. I need to reach out to him because there's rumors going around about a pastel set. But last time I had talked to him, they were coming out with a set of them all together. So I don't know what this rumor is about a pastel set. Plus, they have a crap ton of pastels. Like, there's not much more to make, at least in their line. So I don't know. We shall see. I'll buy it though. That's the thing. And I love Black Widows for hair. Absolutely love them. Black Widows make some great hair. They're not light fast though, so that's the part that sucks. But I actually prefer Black Widows to like polys. So I'll mix my Black Widows with my Pro Color quite a bit because I love the Pro Color for hair. oh, they just blend beautifully. I'm just kind of fidgeting with a few things that are bothering me. So I'm kind of going in between some of my blush work. I'm going with my peach and my light peach and my white, and just kind of, like I said, I'm not going to be blending this out until I've done her lips and her hair, because then I might want to add something or erase something. Wouldn't that be fun? Put down like a ton of layers and you're like, oh no, I gotta change it, erase it all. I've done that. I had a nose once that wouldn't blend out, so I had to like erase it. I'm like, ugh. Yeah, the Monarch was pretty much pastel, but even their pre-Monarch, they had tons of pastels. So I don't know. It's a few people that's been circulating that rumor, but that's why I said I have to reach out to him, because he hasn't said that one to me himself. So I can't really validate that. I do know they are coming out with a set with all of them together eventually. I don't know when that's going to happen. It is a small business. Things move a little slower, but it would be nice to have them all together. I'm just going to buff that out because there's a harsh line right there. I mean, we'll see. Hi, Hannah. We'll see what ends up actually happening, because you're always going to have companies that are like, yeah, I'm going to do this, we're going to do that, but their time frame and our patience are two different things. Like, if a company says they're going to start adding refills in open stock, like, I want to see it in 30 days. Like, is that realistic? No. But that's just me. I don't want to wait like 5 years for them to be like, okay, it's finally here. Like, well, gee, thanks. Yeah, just touching things up. Another thing I recommend when you're doing skin is like kind of look at it from different angles. So, like turn your head, kind of look at, put your head on your desk if you have to, and kind of look and see where the wax is, because sometimes you'll see a big streak where you're like missing color. But like I like to kind of turn it, check it on the light. Like, see right here, I can see there's a big streak there. But like it helps you kind of see how it looks from different lights. And then of course I always recommend walking away from your skin, coming back, and then kind of fiddling with it if you need to, because sometimes you'll fiddle with it a little too much and you'll go overboard. So if you find yourself just constantly like correcting it, then take a break and like come back later, because you don't want to just keep adding layers upon layers that because you can't erase everything, especially Prisma. Those things stain. What colors do I use for my skin for Prisma? So for like a Caucasian skin, excuse me, I use black grape, chestnut, nectar, peach, light peach, white, grade lavender, blush pink, and deco pink are like my primary colors that I use. And then I just add others based on what I'm trying to achieve, but those are like the core colors. Sometimes I'll throw in some salmon. Sometimes I'll throw in some burnt ochre. It really depends on what I'm aiming for, but that's the stuff. Yeah, I meant walk away from your skin you're coloring, not your real skin. You gotta leave that on. Okay, so hang on a sec. Let me center her as pretty as can. We're already hours, so I'm probably gonna call it a day. I'm gonna keep working on her skin off camera, because I love my portraits and I've been dying to color this one. But yeah, I'll take a picture as well and share it in my community tab, because sometimes things don't translate as well on camera. Oh my gosh, I totally don't like the way that's transitioning. See, gotta fix that. But I'll take a picture too so you can kind of see it versus how it looks in the live stream, because everyone's video quality is different. Even though I'm streaming in 4K, doesn't necessarily mean you're watching it in 4K. So I'll take a picture and share it on my community tab. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a day. Go relax. I need to get in some diamond painting time. I really want to finish that darn diamond painting I'm working on so I can get up another. But thanks everyone for hanging out with me on your Sunday. I hope you have a good rest of your week, or start of your week, I should say. And until next time, take care. So, bye everyone.